What's up, everyone? This is the Lucas Ross Sports Channel, and it is time to give you my final New Year's Six Bowl prediction heading into pretty much bowl season, as they call it, or maybe the postseason. And it's time to do the Capital One Orange Bowl game between the Tennessee Volunteers and the Clemson Tigers. The interesting thing about this matchup is that pretty much both of these teams have the color orange on them, so they're pretty much playing in the Orange Bowl. And again, how this video works, I give you the stats comparison between the two teams, and then of course I give you the, I give you the game summary, also the game prediction at the end, and also give you a score prediction at the end. So that's how these videos have been working out all week. And if you watch my, bowl predictions throughout this week, I did the Rose Bowl on Monday, did the Sugar Bowl on Tuesday, then yesterday I did the Cotton Bowl. So yeah, pretty much this week I've done 4 out of those 6 bowl games. And like I said, I'll give you those college football playoff semifinal predictions after Christmas. So we'll try to come up with some video topics for next week as well, before the after Christmas comes out, for those playoff predictions. So let's get right into it here with my Orange Bowl prediction here between Tennessee and Clemson. We're going to start with the stats first for both of these teams. So we'll start with Tennessee's first, and their stats are unbelievable. The passing yards are at 332.3 yards per game. Tennessee lost Hendon Hooker due to a torn ACL at the end of the year, but yeah, Joe Milton comes in now as the starting quarterback for this game. What is he going to do? Well, the inconsistency of Joe Milton is that he really throws the ball too long down the field. And I am a Tennessee fan. If you follow my channel, over this year, I am a Tennessee fan. And I got to tell you, I am really impressed with Joe Milton's throwing game this season. I know in the game against Vanderbilt, he didn't look pretty good, but I think Joe Milton's throw has gotten a little bit better. I mean, I know Tennessee fans kind of won't agree with that, but I think he's going to have a big game in this one. He can't miss some wide open throws, and he can't really throw the football to that. I know he likes to throw that football really long down the field, but Tennessee's just going to have to really throw some, completions to him, to give him comfortable, passing, in that first part of the game. Tennessee averaging about 205.8 yards running the football. This is a pretty good running team. Jalen Wright and Jabari Small are pretty talented running backs this season. And if you look at both of them, they've been able to get some yardage on the ground. I think this Tennessee team averages a lot of yards per carry. So, I mean, you look at what Tennessee has done this year in both sides of the running game and the passing game. They've both been pretty consistent. The defense has not been consistent, but at times, they've been consistent at stopping the run. But yeah, we'll get to the defense in just a minute. But Tennessee, their running game and passing game is just unbelievable. And they're averaging about 47.3 points per game. This is the top offense in the country, and that is a high number. That's way higher than they were last year. They were like the 3rd best scoring offense, I think, last season, and this year they are 1st. This is one of the most explosive offenses I've ever seen in college football. And of course, I think the return of Hendon Hooker from last year really gave them some momentum. We know that he's not playing anymore, but he has a really bright future for the NFL. But the bad news is for this Tennessee team, I forgot to mention this, they do have some wide receivers declaring for the NFL draft, and that is Cedric Tillman and Jalen Hyatt. Jalen Hyatt just did it yesterday, so yeah, Tennessee loses a couple of good wide receivers this year that have been so good, and Jalen Hyatt leads the way for Tennessee, so he's not going to be playing in this bowl game. And if you look at the defensive ranking for Tennessee, they're ranked 86 on defense. They got some really good playmakers on the defensive side of the ball, especially Jeremy Banks. I think he's probably their best tackler on that side of the ball. And offensively, I just mentioned it, 1st on offense. I mean, no surprise whatsoever for that Tennessee offense. I mean, we know they've been so good on offense all year long. And then Clemson, their stats come in here. They are averaging about 225.6 yards per passing. I know they've had some problems with the quarterback position all year long. DJ Ogilvie, though, he has transferred from Clemson. Now Clemson's going to be starting their backup, quarterback. And, he led them in the ACC championship. And I also forgot to mention that as well. Clemson just won the ACC championship against North Carolina. So at least they won that. But they've just had some problems with the quarterback position all year. I think I said coming into the offseason that the quarterback position was going to be the one thing that Clemson needed to focus on, so that's what's going to happen here. Clemson averaging about 179 yards on the ground. They got Will Shipley at tailback. He's a sophomore. I think he's a pretty good tailback. He's over 1,000 yards on the year. He's got 15 rushing touchdowns. If Clemson can run the football pretty well offensively, this team will be in shape and also be in good shape for the running game to come. So Clemson will probably run the football in this Tennessee defense that, it's really good at stopping the run, to be honest. I mean, Tennessee's really done good on the defensive side of the ball at stopping the run. But, maybe Clemson can run the football on this team with Will Shipley back there. Clemson averaging about 34.7 points per game. So, yeah, Tennessee has a big advantage in the points per game. Offensively and defensively in the rankings, Clemson 55th on offense. We know that offense has been inconsistent at times, but it's looked pretty good sometime. But, in this game right here, it's really about the offense for Clemson. Defensively, they're fine, about 25th in the country on defense. I think this Clemson defense can stop this Tennessee offense from scoring a lot of points. I think it will be kind of like maybe a close one, though. Maybe it's like a shootout type game, but not really in the first half. But yeah, Tennessee with a big advantage in the stats and the points per game. So that's the stats for both of these teams. Let's go down to the game summary here. So we got Tennessee that's ranked number 6 in the final rankings of the playoff rankings that were ranked pretty much, at the end of the conference championship weekend. They're sitting there at 10-2. Their 2 losses come to Georgia and South Carolina in the SEC. Georgia was a 2-touchdown loss, and then, of course, they lost that big one to South Carolina. That's where Hendon Hooker went down with the injury. And then Clemson comes in at 11-2. They lost to a close one to South Carolina as well. So both of these teams lost to South Carolina in the regular season. And then for Clemson, they got blown out by Notre Dame. I don't really want to say it was a blowout, but I think it's still kind of like a blowout to me. So Clemson and Tennessee, both, 2 losses come to, some good teams. For Tennessee, it was South Carolina. Clemson also for South Carolina. This game will be at 8 o'clock Eastern Time on December 30th, so about close to New Year's Eve. It will be on ESPN. And for these games that I've been doing all week, I've pretty much been on ESPN. So, yeah, pretty much all the New Year's Six Bowl games are televised on the ESPN television network. This game will be at Miami Gardens, Florida. Clemson is favored by 6.5 going into this game. So they're about maybe like a touchdown and a half favor. The over and under is at 63.5. And looking at the FBI, Tennessee has about a 57% chance to win this game, and Clemson has a 42% chance to win. So the FBI likes Tennessee in this game, which I like Tennessee in this game as well, but Clemson's going to come out ready to fight here in this game. I think it's going to be a back and forth game. I mean, you got 2 great Orange teams going at it here in the Orange Bowl. So yeah, it will be a really close game. And I'm really expecting it to be a high-scoring game, perhaps. Again, this is going to be a late game. It's at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time on December 30th, so I'm really surprised that it's not like a 7:30 type game, perhaps, but at least it's like a night game, so we'll see what this game will look like. But that's the game summary for both of these teams. Like I said, the FBI likes Tennessee in this game by a 57 to 42% margin. So let's get right into the prediction now. So we got Tennessee versus Clemson here in the Orange Bowl. Tennessee is 10-2. Clemson is 11-2. Tennessee, you look at their last 2 games, or actually their last game, they're coming off a win against Vanderbilt in a shutout. And you got Clemson winning the ACC championship game against North Carolina, which that was a big win for them. I mean, they, lost DJ Ogilvie. Tennessee, though, loses Jalen Hyatt and, of course, Cedric Tillman due to the NFL draft. So that's going to be a big loss there for Tennessee. Here's how I think the game will go. I think Tennessee will start slow. Clemson will get out to an early lead, but Tennessee will start to pick it up in that second half. I think it's going to be pretty much tied at the half, perhaps. I mean, I think that's how it's going to go, but, maybe it's tied at 17 at the half, maybe some other number, but I'm going to pick Tennessee to win this game. I got them winning this one 34-31. I know the losses do hurt them on the wide receiver position, but this offense likes to go fast, and Clemson, I think, is going to get worn out in that second half by the Tennessee offense. And I don't think they haven't gone up against a running offense like Tennessee, and also, just hurry up offense at tempo. And I think that's what's going to win Tennessee the game, is this hurry up tempo. And if they can do that in this game, they will pretty much win this one. And if Joe Milton can make some consistent throws down the field, yeah, Tennessee's going to win this game. But if Clemson gets a really good offensive game here out of their quarterback as well, Clemson has a chance to win this one. But this was a tough prediction for me. This was a really back and forth prediction for me. I just like Tennessee's offense. I think the advantage goes to them in this game. I know they lose Cedric Tillman and Jalen Hyatt, just like I said it, but I think Tennessee will win this one. So that's my official prediction for the Orange Bowl, and that was my last New Year's Six Bowl prediction for the New Year's Six Bowl games that are coming up in bowl season. And also, if you have any video suggestions in the comments below, let me guys know. Let me guys know what you think, what video suggestions you want to see on this channel, and keep subscribing to this channel as well, and also get the views up. And that concludes my prediction for the Tennessee versus Clemson Orange Bowl game. Let me guys know what you think about this prediction. Who do you think will win? What do you think your final score will be? And stay tuned here for more on the Lucas Ross Sports Channel.